An event marking 84 years since Kristallnacht took place in Dubai this week. It was a historic first for Israel-Emirati relations and saw landmarks, institutions and houses of worship lit up to remember the November pogrom. The Crossroads of Civilization Museum hosted the commemoration called Let There Be Light. The keynote address was delivered by 91-year-old Holocaust survivor Eve Kugler and was followed by a panel discussion about promoting tolerance for an inclusive society. Eve was only 7 years old when the Nazis broke into her home during the pogrom. Her family's property was ransacked and her father was taken to Buchenwald.
The history of Kristallnacht needs to be known as a horrific example of what happened to the Jewish people, because by teaching this, it is my hope and the hope of the Jewish people I work with, of my parents, that this will never ever happen again. Just to give knowledge and understanding, I think, is a step in the right direction.
When France was annexed by Germany in 1940, Eve Kugler was lucky to travel to the US after the American government distributed visas for children to escape. Only after the war ended in 1945 was she reunited with her family. Both of her parents survived 4 different concentration camps.
I can only hope that if there is knowledge of what I did today, which was the first, that will spread, that there will be more teaching of the Holocaust to the majority Muslim schools in this city.
During Kristallnacht, hundreds of synagogues were burned across Germany and vandals attacked thousands of Jewish-owned businesses. It is regarded as a turning point for German anti-Jewish sentiment, turning it into a sinister hatred that eventually led to the Holocaust. Around 100 Jews were murdered and approximately 30,000 sent to concentration camps.
They have tangible evidence that the Holocaust did exist. They can see clearly that it was a massive effort to exterminate the Jewish people in the most horrific ways. You see the gas chambers, you see the crematorium, and by seeing that it actually happened, it becomes more important, because not only anti-Semitism is on the rise, but Holocaust denial is on the rise. And just by teaching people, showing people the reality and knowledge, more and more education and speeches to spread the truth of what happened would be a step against anti-Semitism, and hopefully that never again, never again, never again becomes reality.
Let There Be Light aims to both remember the past, but also to raise awareness about intolerance, prejudice and racism in the present and future. This opens the new March of the Living Gulf chapter. The Gulf chapter's ambassador, Eitan Neischloss, is himself a grandson of a Holocaust survivor who was saved by a Christian family. He feels a strong obligation to keep the memory alive and teach the lessons of the event to all communities and faiths. H.E. Ahmed Obaid Al-Mansouri is both the founder of the Crossroads of Civilization Museum in Dubai and the first to open a Holocaust memorial gallery in the Arabic and Islamic world. He says that as a Muslim, he has a responsibility to protect the voices of the survivors, to make sure that their memory never fades into history. Amid current rising anti-Semitism, it is a necessity that these stories are never forgotten. The Abraham Accords between the United Arab Emirates and Israel, signed in 2020, has permitted interfaith dialogue to begin and develop. This is a new chapter for the region that will definitely have inscribed within it the memory of the Holocaust and the continuing collective suffering of racism and injustice.